So let's say you found a skeleton. How would you tell it's a Death? You personally, how would you decide?
Well, interesting question. I don't know. I'd have to do some research on that.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dapper Reacts. I think it's 156. I don't actually know. But we're here with Chesh and Kip because Vishanti just recently moved. Like, she got her stuff into a new place like yesterday, and I asked her if she wanted to be in this one, and she was like, my internet isn't hooked up. I was like, all right, that seems like it's a no. So instead, you're stuck with Chesh, who seems to be muted, but not by me.
So I got a message like an hour ago being like, hey.
Did you mute Chesh? He mutes me all the time.
I did not mute Chesh. Chesh muted Chesh.
I bet you muted me.
No, I did not.
You muted me.
Well, I did at the start of the stream, but I muted both of you at the start of the stream.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
You are muted at the beginning of every stream because never once in your entire time streaming with me on any channel have you managed to shut up for show start.
That is not true, because on Monday, when Craig did his intro, I had nothing to say. So
Oh, you know what? All right, I'll give you that one.
One time that he did do it as well.
Okay.
During Star Trek.
I was talking during the Star Trek intro.
No, you weren't talking during
I weren't talking. Aren't we like? But the Star Trek intro is like the. Or are you talking after the actual music and the video?
Oh yeah, no, you don't talk over that stuff because I control all of that in the background. You don't have to worry.
I mean, he does actually talk over it. It just doesn't matter much.
I do. It's just, you know.
But that's the same thing that I do, though. I just mute you before we go on. Because
anyway, hi, I'm here today. I am the Vishanti you order on Wish. Unfortunately, I am not Jewish, but I do come with an internet connection.
And she's Canadian. Right? Which is, yeah.
I mean, she says she is. I have no proof.
You can tell by the look in her eyes.
Yes.
Canadians do have a sense of humor and a vibe. It's pretty easy for us to recognize each other.
Yes, it is.
Well, Tree Clam Chan for $5 says, very excited to see the co-host star in Law and Order London ON. They'll find a stolen combine. AIG is a sack of svelte sausages with a Godzilla, and we'll take a drink for that. And I'm going to see how this is, because this sounds like it's going to be pretty terrible, because I just put some tequila and some water and a little bit of berry flavor in a glass.
God damn.
Starving.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. It's not like I don't want to throw up or anything, but it's not great. This is not
Wishanti.
Wishanti. That's good. That's good.
Chat's killing me already. We just started. So, we just got here.
In case you guys are wondering, first, we are playing the drinking game, so feel free to send super chats or membership chats that are gonna trigger those, or just gift memberships. The next thing that's important, this is actually important for realsies, is I do have a link in the pinned chat to a fundraiser for FTFE. You might not have heard, although you probably have, but FTFE was... So AdSense gets paid like 4 or 5 days before the end of the month normally, right? So we all end up getting our check from Google about the same time. And that was, for me, about 4 days ago. Well, Craig didn't. So he thought that was odd. So he decided to go look into it. And according to AdSense, his account just doesn't exist. Not like he can recover it. It's not like the password was changed. It's not like he was locked out of it. According to them, it's just not a real thing that exists. Also, his channel is still monetized. And so YouTube is collecting money from his channel. But where it's going, we don't know. So right now, Craig is actually doing a marathon stream where he's trying to get memberships. But the thing is, that's in the hopes that he ever gets that money. We don't actually know what's going to happen there. So the fundraiser has been set up by It's a Rubik's, who is the person who does Craig's shorts. They are a big part of his community over there. They are a very trusted member of his YouTube audience.
Rubik's is a sweetheart.
Yes.
Who keeps getting locked in the basement.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. But yeah, so they set that up. And so if you want to help Craig out, go head over there. So there's that. He's pushing it over on his marathon too, and so I have no doubt that it will fill up and probably go over the goal. So yeah, but yeah, it sucks, and I do want to point out that's why most creators that you know have things like Patreon or Ko-fi or whatever, right? It's because you never know when YouTube is just going to decide to nuke everything that you have. So. Hey, a little early. If you want to check out anyone here's Patreon, we all have Patreons now. So, like, I don't know. Feel free.
Yeah, I have on mine, there's a bunch of free stuff available for you guys. So I've been making emotes recently. I just sent a couple of them to Kip. So if you guys have channels, or if you guys have channels that you watch that you think need, or they're newer channels and they need emotes, there's free ones that are going onto my Patreon that you can just download for free.
Yeah.
So like the brick that I use on mine, the Canadian goose honking with a knife in its mouth, like all kinds of stuff like that. I'll be adding more as I go. So like if you guys need or want free emotes for YouTube and Twitch, they're sized for both. They're free. You can go and get them.
Becca Justiniano,
So
who's been a member for 27 months at the Tetrapod level, says YouTube says Macy Cat is not an adult with a Mothra. We'll take a drink for that. But my guess is that they are human chauvinists, and they assume that the age for Macy is the age of a human, and therefore that she's not an adult.
Must be. Yeah.
Cats rarely,
So
in my experience, get to be adults in human terms, but frequently they do in cat terms.
I am maybe the laziest patron creator, but and my patrons are amazing because they literally just support the work because they believe in the work and not because I do much over there, but occasionally I do some things. And I am in the process of editing a new video now.
I can't tell if he's like dunking on himself or if he's like, are you negging? Or are you humble bragging that people just care about the work I do and give me money?
No, I'm just
just
gobsmacked every time I open my Patreon to see that there's still people there, right? Yeah, and I'm like, I'm always very grateful about that. I don't say it enough. So thank you. Anybody who is that's but Danielle, that's the other thing. I'm just very bad at all of this. Like all of this stuff in this world, I really suck at. I
don't tell you how to do real world stuff
in this world. That's a lot of stuff.
It is.
It's that stuff. I do like maybe 4 things well. Period. So it's yeah.
One of them is grow hair.
Anyways, that's one of them. That's very true. So and keep hair as well.
That's the second one. There's only 2 left.
It's still that's it. So but yeah, I do have a video that'll be showing up there probably within the next 2 weeks. I'm very excited about it. Josh and I had Christy Cobb on, and she has written a book about slavery in the New Testament, and it's very, very good. So, and it's just a video featuring like a real honest to God scholar dunking on inspiring philosophy, which is always fun to watch. If that's your jam, then that video is coming.
See, I only read books about slavery in the Bible in manuscript. That's my rule of thumb.
I don't read books.
Really?
Yeah. Which means I've read one book about slavery in the Bible because I got access to Dr. Josh's book in manuscript form. So.
Yes.
And I made one suggestion that I believe was taken on board, which was, hey, list which translation of the Bible you're quoting here when you quote the Bible in this one particular chapter. That was it. That's all I had. That was my note.
He didn't just. Wow. Okay.
I'm sure it was just no.
I did the hard work.
Yeah.
Of doing all my own translations. So it.
Well, actually, I don't know if he
And-
used his own translation in that section. If he did, then what you would do to follow my suggestion would just be to say like my own translation from the Hebrew or something.
Or you could just say at the beginning, right?
I don't
Like,
remember that
all
being
of
there,
these are
so, like, I
my
don't know.
own.
Dr.
And I
Josh,
actually don't either.
If that was
I have to
there
go
at the
back
beginning and I
look.
missed it, my apologies. I don't know. You can yell at me later.
He won't listen. He's not watching.
He's probably not watching.
He's
He's
he
too
is-
scared of
no,
all the
I know.
linguistics.
That's it. Exactly.
All right, we have a couple super chats. Naramdaput says, Naramdaput sent a super chat for $5 deliberately written to be confusing when read out loud with an emoji. Sometimes viewers just do things, I guess. Thank you very much. And then, let's see, Fred Says So for $5 redos says, what's a super chat? So at the bottom here, there's a little dollar sign thing. At least that's what it looks like in the US, and I suspect other places that use the dollar, like Canada, Hong Kong, and Australia.
Yeah, ours is a dollar.
Yeah. It might be like a pound symbol in the UK. I don't know. I've never watched YouTube.
Let us
from the
know,
UK.
because now I'm really curious.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If you're like in Europe and
I
it's a
really
Euro
want to
symbol,
know,
let me know.
where it shows up as like a Bitcoin symbol.
Nowhere, because no one uses Bitcoin as money. It's not what it is.
Obligatory crypto
One
is
day,
a scam.
Dapper. One day, it's going to be all we're stuck with. So.
That reminds me, everyone. I'm planning my own coin launch. It's going to be called Scam Token, and the initial buy-in is going to be 100,000 US. And yeah, so get ready
You
for
can't do
Scam
that. I
Token.
already have a scam tier on my Patreon.
We can both run scams. It's fine.
Ah!
Yeah, so buy Scam Token. It's going to the moon, figuratively.
To the cheese moon.
There you go, figuratively.
Where the goblins are mining the cheese.
But yeah, so that button right there, what you do is you click on it, and then it will give you a super chat option. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to type in your thing, and then you take the bottom slider and you just shift it all the way to the right where it says 500, and then that's how you do it.
Yes.
I just noticed that you used that fucking picture of me in the layout.
I sent you this layout before we went live with plenty of time for you to object.
What picture did he use?
In a coal face mask.
Oh.
That's so funny.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
Oh my god. Oh my god, unbelievable. This
Demonic
man.
Trigger for $5 says, I learned from a Viced Rhino video that in Hebrew, emotes are stored in the butt. Confirm/deny?
Like, so I don't know. I don't feel like as a rule you're bound to learn much from a Viced Rhino video, especially not about Hebrew or the Bible or anything like that. So
I'm pretty sure it was just a joke about bowels.
Probably.
Yeah, because he
so,
recently pointed out that if you literally translate the bit in Song of Solomon about my bowels moved, that it sounds like the speaker just shit herself.
Yeah.
If you do it in English. Because he is right that it would be a good literal translation, and also that literal translations aren't always the best kind of translations when you're going between languages.
No, they definitely aren't.
I was about to make a joke about the leader of the current or ex-United States doing that kind of stuff. So maybe Americans have no place to talk about. Vice Rhino's Canadian, isn't he?
Sure is. He sure is.
Damn.
Oh, look. Metageeky Platypus Librarian sent you a $500 super chat.
Is this a $500 super chat?
Christopher,
he did it. Way to go, Metageeky. That's it.
Christopher Sanford for £2
right.
says it shows a $sign in the UK as well. All right, well now I know.
Wow.
Oh, I just had an idea. Tell you what, guys, if we can get this to $1,000, I will force Kip to play Baby Steps on stream.
No, he won't,
Yeah,
because
I'll force him to.
Nobody forces me to do anything.
I'll go to his house and tie him to the computer, and he won't be allowed to leave.
He will try
until
to
he
do that.
at least gets Nate to take a pee, which means
Dapper
he has to beat the game.
doesn't
and
even
no one
know
else.
Dapper, you wouldn't
where
do that
I
to get
live.
Dapper $700?
And I know for a fact that as soon as he crossed the border, he would be lost. He would just have no idea what
There's
to
only
do
one
next.
road. I can't get lost.
It's a goddamn gigantic country.
Yeah, but
there's one
and
road
it
and
only
a lot
has
of dirt
one
paths.
road, dude. You're never finding any of us. Never.
I don't know. All right. Ben Thick Tunicate for $5 says AIG are a confederation of CNDM fillers. I think that's supposed to be condom, and it's been censored by YouTube because apparently YouTube hates safe sex. So we're gonna take a drink. And YouTube, stop hating safe sex. It's the safest kind of sex. That's why we call it that. And don't anyone who's gonna do some abstinent-only bullshit like the safest kind of sex is abstinence. Shut up.
That's not sex.
See,
Exactly.
This is my point, Zeralon. There are only 5 people living here, and because it's so goddamn big, and there's only 5 of us, you're never finding us. Any of us.
Metageeky
Anywhere.
We're
Platypus
also
Librarian.
probably under the snow.
Well,
That
I would
too.
go. I would go.
We
in the
don't
summer.
have any though.
I would go in the summer.
There's there's snow in places here in the summer as well.
Not where you live though. You send me pictures. I know.
That's true.
Yeah. Metageeky Platypus Librarian, who's been a member for 16 months and is at the Tetrapod level, says, "Is this a $500 super chat?" No, you're close. You're close. What you did was said member chat.
No,
What you wanna
no,
do is
you did it
super
right.
Chat. No,
Way to go.
She did.
That's totally right. Everybody just do that.
Nope.
Just
I mean, not
All
everyone
members
can.
on Dapper's
Way to do it.
channel
Yeah.
leave that. Use your membership to leave that comment. Would be wonderful.
I mean, if you want to waste it, if I were you, I would add an emoji like a Godzilla, just so that way it makes me drink.
Waste it? How dare you? That's not a waste. That's
It's a waste if you
hilarious.
don't put a Godzilla in, or a Mothra, or a King Ghidorah.
You just want to drink.
Yeah, you're right. You say it like it's an accusation or like not obvious.
No, it's just like that's the point.
Yeah, no, I'm very open about the fact that I'm currently kind of thirsty, and also, it's February, so that means the air conditioning came on this month. Because
it's hot down there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, God.
I think we got to like.
But it was like
36 degrees.
it was cold last week, wasn't it?
It literally went from like it was getting to like 8 degrees, and I was complaining about how cold
Right.
it was, and it was like, how would you like 30 more degrees? And it's like, could I get like 10 or 12 more degrees instead? No, we're just going straight to 30 more. Okay, cool, thanks. No transition. Ben Tunicate
Noise.
for $5 says, it shows up as Bitcoin when you're watching it from MS Satoshi's Wi-Fi. If you get scanned by a libertarian shitcoin, do you get Atlas rugged? Yes. That is several deep cuts, and I really appreciate it.
That's good.
yeah.
I like that.
Let's see. Ben Thick Tunicate for £5 says, I wish we would I would say we need a new drink trigger for every time Chesh is broken on stream, but we'd all die of alcohol poisoning within 2 minutes. The thing is, I am particularly good at making Chesh break on stream. That's one of my strengths. Yeah.
Did you see Noise Ending has figured it out, Chesh. And he says Canada is populated by Kip Davis, Chesh, Paula Gia, Justin Trudeau, and Dan Aykroyd.
What about Mark
Yes.
Carney? Where does he
He's
live?
He
in
doesn't actually
charge.
live
He doesn't
here.
count as
He's just, he
population.
just runs the place.
Well, that's why I asked
And-
where he
Yeah.
lives, right? Does he live in like
Well,
Scotland?
he lives
or
in
something?
Ottawa right
We
now. In the
don't-
big icicle Parliament building.
So like it's
Which is
made of
actually not
icicles?
part of- we've disavowed that
ice.
part. It's not part of the
Okay.
the country at all.
Yeah.
So-
Like the
Nita
Vatican.
has been a member of 34
and
months.
it's Ottawa is also the place that Brady Kachuk wishes he didn't live anymore. So,
Nita, who's
Oh,
been a
shit.
member for 34 months, is at the Emulate level, says, this is a €1,000 super chat with a Godzilla. Thank you very much. I'll take a
forgot
drink.
to disconnect
you
my
go.
earbuds from my phone.
I love it.
Whispers Daz says, pretty sure, or sorry, who's been a member for 30 months, is also at the Tetrapod level, says, pretty sure this is a $500 super chat with a Godzilla. And there we go.
You guys are figuring it out. It's
Yeah.
good.
No, I like
Way to
this.
go.
Dutch Tunicate Official for $2 says, some jaded places have snow piles in July. So sorry, shaded places. I don't know why I said jaded. Yeah, that's true. Actually, there was a story. I think it was from a Nordic country, and they decided for some reason that all the snow from one of their cities should just be put in one pile, and it didn't melt by the next time it snowed after an entire year. Because
Yep.
they put all of it in one big pile. It got dirty and gross, which just further
Yeah.
insulated the snow pile.
Yep.
Oh, it's like, hey guys,
Snow.
maybe you should look into
Snow
you
is
know,
snow is hard.
Yeah, maybe you should look into
a
the
mystery
ratio between
that's
area and surface area and volume and all those
very
things. Yeah.
it's a very difficult puzzle to solve.
Yeah, it is. There's just too much of it. Dutch Tunicate Official for $2 said, no, already read that one. Zerolon, who's been a member for 28 months, is at the Tetchbot level, says, me? Waste my membership chat? Never. Fuck dice. And that's our one, but I appreciate it. That is probably the most appropriate place to put it. All right.
Very appropriate.
So
you're just reading the super chat though. Does it count when you're because you're contractually
contractually?
So what happens is if they keep sending F-bombs in super chats or membership milestone chats, I have to keep reading them. But the first time they do it, it does use up our F-bomb.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Misty, who's been a member for 38 months, says $500 with a Dapper super chat or Dapper emoji. Thank you very much. All right, so Chesh, I think this is your first time being here with Nick and Fad, our creationist
Fad
guys.
Is short for fat ass dog.
That's true. That's what that is short for. Yeah. So these two are AI bros, and they are very broy.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're very, very broy. Both of them have AI avatars that they're using here. Both their channels are full of AI nonsense.
Gross.
Think like middle-aged Beavis and Butthead for creationists.
But way less funny. Also, they call each other bro.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All the time.
So I'm gonna die from cringe, is what you're telling me.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean,
but unfortunately, people might have noticed from the title of the stream that I think I'm done with this, and I think next week we're gonna pick up with a brand new video from two guys who have discovered that actually the language that God spoke in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve, and that he wrote the entire and that he wrote the entire Bible in before he even created the world, is specifically the 1611 English from the King James version of the Bible.
Oh God, this looks awesome.
It is
English Part 1, God's and Adam's language.
Yeah. So these guys are going to use numerology to show us why the King James version of the Bible is the real version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. There's two more videos that are about that same length, Kip.
That's incredible.
It's amazing.
How long is that one?
Also,
I have to go back and look.
They're just outside Phoenix. I might be able to
go
visit
see
their
them.
museum.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that's a thing
please.
that could happen.
You must.
Like, it might be field trip time because that's super close.
You know what?
I went to their channel to see what are their popular videos, and one of the most popular videos was like their museum like ad, which sure, you run a museum, you make an ad for it, that's fine. But I look, and the first thing I see is like, oh, that's an organ cactus. They must be kind of close to me. And then no, they're in Phoenix.
The first thing to do is start playing GeoGuessr.
Hey, how many places have organ cacti, Chesh?
I don't know. I don't play GeoGuessr.
If I ever take the risk to come down to Arizona, that we're doing this.
Oh yeah, we absolutely should.
You're 100% doing this.
I mean, I would recommend.
I'm inviting myself.
Yeah, no. I mean, I recommend waiting 2 to
3.5 years.
2 to 8.
No,
Well, it might be a little longer than that.
Look,
we'll keep a beat on it.
Yeah. Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, Snow Management 101. We take the snow and push it over there. That is basically how it works, yeah. Ben Thick Tunicate gifted 5 Dapper Dinosaur memberships. So what that means is I'm going to let Chesh talk about why she should definitely choose Charmander for her next Pokemon run as her starter.
Why I should definitely choose Charmander? Okay, so first off, there's not a whole ton of fire Pokemon in the majority of the game. So if you're playing one of the ones that gives you Charmander as an option, you should probably...
No.
What?
You took up too much of your time just repeating the question, so now I'm done taking the 5 drinks.
Oh, okay. Don't pick Charmander as your starter. Bulbasaur's the best.
Bulbasaur is the best. It's the one I always go with when I'm playing red or blue.
Not only does he give you a huge advantage against all the first 4 gyms, but also he's the only duo type starter in that set as the beginning. Charizard eventually got flying. That got added later, so if you're playing a newer one, he's got flying. But Bulbasaur is the best boy. End of conversation.
Yep. Was it you who asked me how to make a Bulbasaur like pot for plants? And I was just like, just
Yes.
grab one from the internet and 3D print it.
No, I wanted you to get me a Blender one so I could 3D print one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's trivial. You just download a Bulbasaur model and then like you cut a hole into it. I'm secretly trying to get Chesh to learn how to do Blender more than just use the fundraiser thing that I have for the thermometer. Yeah.
He's trying to educate me, guys.
I know.
Make him stop.
Tree Clam Tad for $5 says, I think this is Calvin Smith's erasure, and I'm upset about it. He does not belong to America. He's a Canadian problem, or he's a Canada's problem. It's true. Calvin Smith is Canada's problem. And there's a Mothra in there, so we'll take a drink. You know who Calvin Smith is?
I know who Calvin Smith is.
Chess, do you know who he is?
Isn't he a flat earther?
No, he's a young Earth creationist.
Might as well be.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he is the guy in charge of Answers in Genesis Canada, and I suspect he's actually going to be the guy in charge of Answers in Genesis worldwide once Ken Ham croaks.
Is he a Canadian?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I'm very confident he is, but like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I bet he gets bullied.
But that's great. I mean, I'm all for it because, you know, that just means one less Calvin Smith for us.
All right. Templar Warden, who's been a member for 4 months, says, fuck ICE and AIG is a group on Grindr with a Godzilla, and we'll take a drink. And then I think someone needs to set up something called like Grindr Right Wing Watch or something, where basically you just keep track of when Grindr goes down in an area that also has a right wing convention going on. Because it happens a lot. Like,
you would probably write a script to do that. You wouldn't need to like manually do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, someone should write that script. But like,
somebody should write that script.
The last time I remember hearing about it was when Charlie Kirk's memorial happened in Phoenix, and apparently through a large swath of Arizona, Grindr just crashed. So, which
it's funny.
Normally I'd be like, hey, go get some. But you're a bunch of people who are like, you know,
you're a bunch of hypocrites.
Homophobes. So like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there was a whole bunch of YouTube Christian apologists who were there at the time.
And I'll bet a whole bunch of them were looking for some either anonymous or casual gay sex.
I would be unsurprised.
To which I would say, 1, you're a hypocrite. 2, just stop being a hypocrite. And 3, get condoms.
Yes.
They
don't believe
it. Just to be gay, it's fine.
Exactly.
Nobody cares.
Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, Chesh, if you have any items that protect against psychic damage, I recommend you equip them now. That's a good point. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to need to. We're going to be here just talking.
Yeah, we might not actually run out of super chats, and then we just won't get to these two, which I'm fine with, and we'll still go on to English is the original language of God.
Maybe Dapper will send it to me, and I'll bring them over to my channel and take a look.
Oh my God! Look at this. We actually are very close to finishing the video, though. I just noticed
brings the
that.
money. She's the money maker.
She is.
Let's see. Metakiki Platypus Librarian for $5 says, English as God doth speak better than Portuguese at this time of year, at your latitude, in a $500 super chat, like AIG's fanny pack of willies. That's excellent. I'll take a drink. No, I watched all 3 parts because, like, once I watched the first part, because I was specifically looking for things to watch on the show, and I went through all 3 parts, and there were parts where I couldn't hold in the laughter. It was so crazy. Like, I'll give you a quick hint as to the level of argument we're going for. Did you know that in the KJV, the Bible starts with the letter I, and that I is the 9th letter of the alphabet?
No,
and
we're going into numerology nonsense.
If you add 1 plus 6 plus 1 plus 1, or 1611, it equals 9. The Bible is telling you in the first letter that the 1611 King James is the real Bible.
My God.
Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
How many are they aware of how many
Brilliant.
different versions of the Bible were created, made after the year 1000?
Nope, doesn't matter.
Just all of them.
Also,
all of them
did
fit
you know
that
the last word
method.
is is amen. And if you cut off most of that word, and then you separate some of the ligature with the connecting lines between the M and the N on the vertical strokes, and then you mirror it, it kind of vaguely looks like 1611.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
It's almost like if you just hunt down as many ways to come up with 1611 as you want, like you'll come up with a bunch, and it doesn't mean anything.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Let's see. Whispers Dash for $10 says, working steadily to unleash chat so we can say bleep ice together. Also, Godzilla, Mothra, Ghidorah, and we will take a drink. Thank you very much.
Does it count if we all say the F word at the same time as one still? Or
Yeah,
does it count as
that,
3?
That idea has already, that whole
Is that
option
1 or is
passed.
that 3?
That's 1, but it's passed. It's too late now.
Yeah, it's already passed. It's too late.
But next
no.
time, Chesh.
Poor
We'll know
Claire
next
for
time.
$1.99.
Yeah.
Where is the dog from the thumbnail? She is I believe she is sunning herself in the next room over, or actually 2 rooms over, if I'm being fair.
She is in the space that doesn't have a camera on right now.
Yeah. Honestly, I put her in the thumbnail so that people would click on the video.
It worked.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's how it works. That's how you do it.
Also, because I didn't know who I should put in the thumbnail, so I figured, like, if I don't know whether or not I should put Vishanti in there, I'm just going to put none of us in there, and instead I'm going to use this handy cutout of Carmen's head that I have, which is also just the emoji.
If I did that with Puck, would it be inappropriate and weird because he's dead?
I have this
It
one.
might have been long enough. I don't know.
Has it been long enough, or has it been too long? Like, if he was still alive, it would make sense he would be around. But now I'm just full on catfishing people with a dog that doesn't exist anymore.
Jeez.
An ex-dog.
Dog fishing.
Oh, would that be weird?
It would be a little bit weird. It would be less weird if you had his ashes on your desk.
Yo, I could do that. He's actually right there.
Yeah, see? All right. So now that we've been going for over half an hour, I'm going to hit play. And what we just heard is that the Neanderthals were genetically divergent because they were doing things that caused genetic changes. And I had been wondering, like, drinking carcinogens? What does that mean? What is that? I don't know. They haven't told us yet.
But yeah, dude, I think that could be a human skull. But you want to know what they?
I mean, it is a human skull, depending on what
is he
you mean
talking
by
about
human.
the human skull?
He's talking about the Neanderthal skull, which again,
he's talking about the Neanderthal skull.
Which again is one of those things like, what do you mean by human? If you mean what some people mean, which is just member of genus Homo, then yeah, sure. If you mean member of the species Homo sapiens, it's not. Let's see. Sapphire Zombie Goliath Light, who's been a member for 45 months and is at the amulet level, says dogs are greater than dinosaurs, with a Mothra and a Godzilla and an AIG or a bag of dicks emoji. Well, we'll take a drink, but I don't know. That seems very rude.
Dogs are kind of the best.
But true also.
How many dogs do you know that run? Okay, I will just say this. Of the dogs here, one of them isn't contributing at all. One of them is an idiot creationist. And of the dinosaurs here, all of them are running this channel and being very smart and not making any production mistakes whatsoever.
And being very smart.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I approve. I agree.
Whispers Dash for $5 says, wait, you can't hit play if I keep sending money to you? Yeah, basically.
Correct. That is how that works. Yes.
That's how that works. Yes.
Yep. If you send enough money enough times, I just won't be able to hit the play button.
will literally never get to the video, especially if you say something.
Never.
You get more bang for your buck if you say something that we can elaborate and extrapolate on and talk more about.
Yeah. Like how you happen to know where Kip lives so that you can help me find him to force him to play Baby Steps if we hit $1,000.
Or why you should
the only way
definitely
that works is if Justin Trudeau or Dan Aykroyd or Paula G happen to be watching.
Okay. But
you have to use them to
and they're not.
triangulate the area.
It's very easy. The whole game is you just taking a walk. That's it. There's no one to fight. There's no fighting. There's no like, oh no, I died. You just take a walk.
I have a question for chat. How many of you guys have played or seen or are aware of the game I Am Bread?
I don't think I have.
Oh my god.
Tree Clam
Oh
Tab.
my god.
Yes?
If you get me $1,000, I'll get Dapper to play I Am Bread on stream.
There we go. Tree Clam Tat for $5 says, evolutionary fitting this conversation into the tree of life. The dog I am watching has a better handle of reality than these dogs. Yeah, that's probably true.
Probably.
I'll tell you what. Here will be my deal. If you guys get Chesh $1,000 on one of her streams, and she buys me I Am Bread, I will play it. I'm not guaranteeing to
you.
you that I will beat it. I will play it. Then again, there's a fair chance that I will beat it because I tend to beat games.
Oh, I want to show. I want people don't understand, but there is like really wacky, deep psychosis lore in that game.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Ben Thick Tunicate for £5 says, dipping out for the evening, tried to mention Unleashed Kip, and apparently YouTube wants to censor that. Huh. YouTube is really weird with what it censors. Templar Warden for $5 Kiwi dollars says, prediction, he's going to say the standing for truth line that Neanderthals were inbred. Yeah, I think there's a fair chance that you're right about that.
Oh, I keep forgetting about standing for truth.
Good. He's a very forgettable individual.
Yeah.
Is that Donnie?
Yeah. His primary character, like the primary things I know about his character, his character traits are likes to be a sexist, likes to be both homophobic and homoerotic, which is a classic combo.
Yeah.
And
a lot of
basically
guys.
bread and butter. Yes.
Like that. I mean, you're describing like half the internet. It feels like.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, cares more about the few views that he gets than domestic violence. Thinks that's okay as long as it gets some views. Literally said that. And also makes no arguments of his own and can't recognize when arguments that other people are making are mutually incompatible with each other, and then he just tries to make both of them at the same time anyway. Yeah. So it's there's a reason
I don't know if that's a personality trait. That's more of a descripting of a behavior that could be indicative of a personality trait.
Well, it's the reason that he's really not on the channel, right? Is because in addition to doing things like, that were what I would consider personal betrayals, he's also just not worth having on for anything because there's nothing that he says that other people haven't said better, and I would rather just respond to those people. So yeah, there's really no point in him. That being said, we are going to be using one of his videos, but with someone else doing most of the talking on my 15K subscriber special. So that's coming up. So stay tuned.
Hey, when is that?
That is a good question, and it will be when I figure out when people are actually broadly available, which I'm going to be reaching out about over the weekend.
Okay.
Hey, you want to know what the difference is between the human skull and this one is?
I mean, I can name a number of them. Like for one thing, there's more extreme post-zygotic constriction post-orbital constriction in the Neanderthal skull. The Neanderthal skull is somewhat bigger. It's more robust. It has a retromolar gap on the dentary. It has an occipital bun, there we go, at the back of the head that anchors muscles that help with chewing. It has more prominent brow ridges. It has much larger proportional nares. Like, I guess I could keep going, but I feel like I covered most of the things, right?
Dapper, make sure you check your Steam in the near future.
Oh my god. Did you already get it for me?
No.
I guess I did give you bolt guns, so this is just payback. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $9 says, when I was a kid, we had a chicken that we're pretty sure. Okay. When I was a kid, we had a chicken that we're pretty sure was nearly blind and intellectually disabled by chicken standards. I'm pretty sure she had a better grasp of reality than these chuds. Yeah, that seems very, very plausible.
I'll take your word for it. I haven't heard these guys say much of anything yet.
That's fair.
That they claim that makes the huge difference. Apparently, this skull is it may not look like it, but
do you think they realize that we can't tell what they mean by this and that they should just say the Neanderthal skull?
Yeah, for whatever reason, they are not indicating which one they're talking. They're probably like mousing over it, but they didn't turn it on properly because they're incompetent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if I held up these two D20s. See, this one has a dark red mottled color, and this one has sort of a hazy, yellowy orange color. Isn't that cool, guys? Look at these two dice, and this one is my favorite. You don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What?
I just casually reach over and grab a pointy dice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I have over 100 dice on this desk right now between two different bags and then a little pile over the side. So,
I got a full set right there, and my baggie is currently in the other room.
Nice. I actually was tempted by a little pocket watch with some, fake gears on the cover that you open up and there's dice inside. But then I noticed that pretty much all of their product images were that actual product alpha masked over AI slop, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
I have no dice,
And I to get you dice.
And I blame Vish.
No, you should blame Maddie.
Why should I blame Maddie?
Because Maddie likes to give free sets of dice to people she roleplays with who don't have dice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. I can blame both of them now.
That's fair.
It's more
There's
dense
plenty of blame to go around.
than the human skull. And that's why they say, oh yeah, we didn't get our wit. That's why we didn't get wits until we, became a human,
I have no idea what he's
What?
talking about. Neanderthals aren't supposed to be ancestral to modern humans, Homo sapiens, by anyone. They're a sister species.
He
also,
thinks
what is the-
wits is a technical term.
Yeah,
I was
that
going to say,
also
what is
yeah.
the standard measurement for wit? Like, do we...
I heard it's your wisdom modifier multiplied by your charisma modifier.
There you go, yeah. Plus your intelligence modifier, just to be safe.
Yeah. And it's a negative if your intelligence modifier is negative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Say something else.
Yeah.
So they wrote up this huge article at National Geographic.
Okay. Hey, guys. You're gonna try to take down science. And I get it, like quote unquote standard English is sort of a constructed sociolect. That's true, it's a fair criticism. But it's not they have wrote. Wrote is the simple past tense of the strong verb to write. The passive participle is written, and that's what you want to use. They have written. I know that for weak verbs, the simple past and the passive participle are the same form, but for strong verbs, that's not the case. In fact, that's kind of a big part of what makes them strong verbs. So the pluperfect in English is constructed with the present tense of to have, followed by the passive participle, not the simple past form of the verb. There you go. Just a pro tip.
Maybe we should send them Witsit.
God. So we can have a black hole of stupidity as they get too close to each other?
Well, they need more wit, apparently.
Oh. I heard he's not allowed to be on the internet anymore because he's grounded by his mom, whom he moved back in with after his...
I was going to say, did his mom ground him?
Yeah.
What happened?
So Austin
Wonderful.
Whitsitt disappeared not long after the final experiment from the internet. And
Okay.
there's good reason to think that's in part because his partner kicked him out after repeated domestic abuse, which has been documented, and that documentation is public. And the rumor mill has it that he has had to move back in with his mom, and she is not letting him back on the internet for the very obvious reason that it in fact ruined his life in many ways. So,
well, maybe there's a path to redemption here
for that
for
asshole,
Witsit. I don't know.
maybe.
Not that I mean, I'm just what I mean by that is if he just disappears into oblivion and spends the rest of his life working at a car wash and not bothering the rest of us, then that's awesome. And
also
that's enough
not catching
for
any
me.
more charges for domestic abuse. That's another
That
thing,
too.
yeah.
But I mean, that is sort of goes without saying.
Not for Austin
Because
Whitsitt, it doesn't.
Who would voluntarily choose to hang out with that piece of shit?
I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's
So.
an increasingly smaller amount of people as time goes on. But Tree Clam Tat for $5 says the standard unit of wit is a twain. That makes sense.
Like a Mark Twain?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
And then
It's a
we have
nautical term, isn't it?
Prostetnik Volgan Jeltz, who has been a member for 14 months and is at the tetrapod level, and says AIG is a witless waste bag of worthless willies. Nice alliteration. I'll take a drink for that.
Ooh.
That was good.
Graphic about this creature called like Lucy, and they said this is proof of the missing link.
I mean, okay. It
It
literally
is the year of
is.
our Lord 2026. How are we still talking about the missing link?
Well, because they don't know any better. But also, this just was a link that was missing, and then they found it. So, I mean, if you want to take those words literally, yes, this was in fact the missing link, and then we found it, and now it's not missing anymore. So, you know.
We found the bones of a monkey that walked around on 2 legs.
Literally accurate. Good job, guys. We'll take a drink. This is indeed the bones of a
True.
monkey.
The
Yeah.
best kind is
Don't
true.
all hominids, monkeys are monkeys hominids? They are, right?
Some monkeys are hominids. The hominids
Right.
specifically.
Okay. But primates. Is it fair to say that all primates have 2 legs?
No. Many primates are quadrupedal on the ground.
Is that how we define what a leg is?
Yeah, it's whether you use it to walk
Okay.
around. If you walk on it, it's a leg.
I see.
But
Okay.
if you habitually walk on it, like if you every once in a while crawl like a baby human or something, then that's not a leg because it's only sometimes.
Of
only for part
course.
of your life. But yeah.
My baby human is almost crawling, by the way.
Oh, nice.
You can see him. He's trying hard. He's on his stomach and he's moving around and
Got
sort
some
of
worm action going.
figuring it out. Yeah.
He's got the
it's gonna happen soon.
wiggles.
He does. He does.
And was bipedal. And they wrote this big article. What
I mean, they wrote a book and several big articles, but sure.
you're looking at are the actual bones that they found.
Well, one of
the
those
actual bones.
One of those is actually not
Okay.
a bone belonging to Lucy. If you look there, you'll see this neural arch that is sort of the top neural arch. That actually does not belong to Lucy. That
where would I find the neural arch? What is that? Sounds brainy.
the neural arch is so the way your spine works, right? Is you've got this big disc
Yeah.
of bone, and above and below it are little cushions of cartilage. That's the centrum.
Yeah.
But your spine doesn't pass through that. It passes dorsal of that through a little arch of bone. That arch that goes around the spinal cord, that's the neural arch.
Okay, so which one of those that I'm looking at
The
is
one
it?
that is directly below the mandible. Is a little V-shaped.
Oh,
thing,
okay.
or
It looks
maybe
like a mustache.
yeah, looks like a little
Doesn't
bit.
it look like a
Yeah.
mustache?
That does not belong
Totally
to Lucy.
looks like a mustache.
That is actually the neural arch from an extinct species, actually an extinct genus of baboon called Therapithecus.
Did they mistakenly think that it belonged to Lucy when this picture was taken, or was it just like filler?
So when this picture was taken, it was generally associated with Lucy. However, in the initial publication of the find, it was noted that this particular neural arch was smaller than expected. And so there was some question about it. And then a later, I think only a few years ago, a later paper came out very conclusively showing that it was actually the neural arch of a Therapithecus, but also confirming that all of the rest of the bones were in fact from the same organism, which was a specimen of Australopithecus afarensis, which we call
Do
Lucy.
you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible that they put it in this picture because they went, "Hey, this kind of looks like a cute little mustache"?
No.
Do you think that's?
No.
You sure?
No.
Hmm.
But I still don't think so. Actually, I suppose if you're asking, am I sure that I don't think that that's why they did it? Then yes, I'm sure that that's why I don't think that. If you're asking me if I'm sure about that opinion, I am not sure about that opinion.
Hmm.
Tree Clam Tad for
Okay.
$5 says, Kip, yes, it's a unit of depth from. It's a unit of depth to from the bottom of a riverboat. You Mark Twain the knots on a rope. I have more characters. Trans rights.
Nice.
I feel like that's
Thank
not
you.
a unit. That's just how many of the units there were. But I do appreciate it. And yes, trans rights. All right.
Now, you tell me, these are the actual bones they found, bro.
Mhm.
Tell
Those are-
me,
Those are
Tell me-
huge.
Bro. Bruh.
Dude, I mean,
tell me, bro. Tell me from what you're looking
Help
at
me,
how they
brah.
can tell that is a 100,000-year-old monkey that walked around on 2 feet.
Well, first of all,
You're gonna explain this.
it's
to
more like
us,
a 3
right?
million-year-old monkey. So
Right.
there's that. But also, why would you think that your partner in crime here could tell you this? Because you guys don't know anything about the most basic aspects of anatomy. Remember, these are the guys who didn't know the difference between an anus and a post-anal tail. Right?
My guy.
Right.
My guy. Have you considered looking it up?
Right. But the actual answer is that we have
Sure.
preserved part of the margin of the foramen magnum enough to tell what rough angle it was at with the spine, so that we know the habitual angle that the head was held at, and it was held so that the eyes would face forward if the spine was
See-
vertical. We have the shape of the
I
shape of the
feel-
hips. Sorry.
I feel like I have watched multiple documentaries that have provided very clear explanations
Yeah.
about how they figured this out
Yep.
from
Okay,
this collection of bones.
Okay, but hear me
It's
out. Hear me out. All you would need to do, if you want to be like, this is a thing. This is a whole thing that these types of people like to do. Young Earth creationists do it. Flat Earthers do it. Conspiracy theorists do it. Some of the people that I talk about on Dumbfeck Friday do it. They talk about these things and posit these questions out there as if those questions have no answer.
When they have
And
very
those
easy
questions
answers.
have an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have very
Yeah.
easy
And all
answers.
you would have to do is look it up.
Mhm.
Now, admittedly, you might need to do like a little bit more work to like understand it, but because you don't understand the answer that exists does not mean that the answer ceases to exist, you moron.
Yep.
Right?
And some of the
Yes.
other options
Thank
also
you.
include, we have thoracic and lumbar vertebrae, and if the thoracic vertebrae are narrowed ventrally, but the lumbar are narrowed dorsally, that indicates lumbar lordosis, which is only known in upright walking monkeys. We also have the shape of the hip, which when reconstructed, such that the hip isn't completely useless, actually is very similar to the human shape. We also have the angle between the knee joint and the femoral shaft, which indicates that the femur, pointed inwards, and then the knees went down, which is characteristic of bipeds, like humans and their close relatives. We also,
all
not
of
from Lucy,
science.
So
All of science is not obligated to stop and try to pry the crayons out of your nose to explain these things to you.
yes. Yes.
You can look it up and learn
Yeah.
it for yourself, and
Right.
if you're
Yeah.
incapable, it does not mean the science is incompetent.
yep. Or you could just watch
So-
this. I know one of them watched one of our early episodes.
They did. They did.
Or you could go eat a dick.
I don't know that that will help
Hmm.
with knowing about Lucy,
Hmm.
but
It would stop them from
Probably not.
talking on stream.
yeah. And I mean,
Give them something better to do.
that's true. Honestly. And hey, you know what? Y'all might find that you
More
like
positive experience.
it. Yeah, it might be fun
Like
for
and
you.
share.
Some people enjoy
So-
that. You might be one of them. I don't know.
I have a question to ask of the chat here, because it looks like Twain is not a. Is it correct? It looks like it's like a riverboat kind of term. So is it correct to say that's not? Because I think I said it was a marine term. That's probably wrong.
Yeah, marine is the ocean.
What would you say it is? Is it like is it just a
Riverine.
river boating term?
Maybe it's riverine.
Is there a rivering?
Fluvial,
A
perhaps?
rivering? Fluvial.
Yeah,
I like
fluvial is a good
that.
word.
Fluval is the name of a company that makes filters.
Oh. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5
What kind of
says,
filters?
maybe Lucy sprinted into a Therapithecus at mock Jesus. Yeah, maybe. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5 also says, YouTube apparently really doesn't like the common name for the genus Papio. Really? That's okay.
Also, pro tip chat, there's 2 P's in Kip.
That sounds like something that Big Alphabet is just trying to use to sell more letters. So I would recommend
You say
ignoring
that like Google's current name isn't Alphabet.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
And not just a normal monkey.
Well, it is a normal monkey. What I guess I don't know what they mean by a normal monkey. What do you
What a
guys mean
normal
by a normal monkey? What is a normal monkey? All monkeys are special in some way. That's how we know that they're a different species, right? If they didn't have something special about them that differentiated them from other monkeys, they wouldn't be their own species. They'd just be part of a different species. Like, all monkeys are special. Proboscis monkeys have gigantic noses. Humans are the only monkeys that habitually walk upright that aren't lemurs. And they're also weird and hairless and got gigantic globular brain cases. All monkeys are special. I don't know what to tell you.
Isn't that just the lesson of speciation in general?
Yeah, basically.
Is that we're all special?
Yeah,
right.
in different ways. Because if you weren't, then that would mean that there's nothing to distinguish you from the next species over. So how would you be called a new species? You would just be that species.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Math Navigator for $2 says, "Sure, Kip with 3 P's."
You know, more P's is better than less P's. So
now I kind of want
I'll allow it.
some sweet peas. That sounds pretty good. I don't have any though. I have some
Thank
frozen
you,
peas.
Zeralon, for the extra P.
Right? That could be just a regular chimpanzee, dude.
Well, no, it can't be a regular chimpanzee, dude, because it has the wrong size teeth, it has the wrong shaped teeth, it also has the wrong shaped pelvis, and the wrong shaped femurs, and the wrong shaped finger bones.
I'm not
Nether
your
6.
dude,
Sorry, Nether 6. I can't help but notice that you used redundant letters twice in your message to complain about how you requires a surcharge to use redundant letters. So you can do it.
Also, I'm taking a drink for how stupid this is.
This is very dumb.
It's very, very
Like,
dumb.
if you think it's chimpanzee, why don't you pull up a chimpanzee skeleton and put them side by side and make a comparison?
Because that would require effort and for them to know how to do comparative anatomy.
Well, I mean, they were just doing comparative anatomy with the skulls.
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. They're just lazy and dumb, I guess.
Yeah, they're just lazy and dumb. I just got here.
Yeah, it's very obvious from very little talking that they're very lazy and very dumb.
Possibly even lazier than I am.
Which, given that you haven't even written any books, is pretty lazy.
5 books. And still pretty damn lazy.
If I round to the nearest 100, that's still 0. So
you don't even have to go that far.
I guarantee you those bones came from like a regular chimpanzee, bro.
Do you guarantee?
Bruh.
What are you going to bet on it?
Yeah,
I'll take that bet.
Yeah,
guarantees it.
I think all 3 of us would be willing to take that bet.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I will bet you $500.
I will match that. Kip? Wait, are we doing Canadian or US?
I'm happy. No, US dollars.
Okay, that's fair.
Bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have to make it
Real
unambiguous. I'm okay either way. It's just, as long as it's unambiguous. Yeah.
You just have to. Well, I'm not going to lose, but you know, I on the condition that you wait for 5 business days for the transaction to clear from my Canadian.
I'll tell you what.
Account.
Here's what we can make the bet. We can write this down if you guys accept. The 3 of us will pool together $500 US each, so that's $1,500. And we will put that in an escrow account. And then, if you can demonstrate that all of the bones fall within the known morphological diversity of pan troglodytes, or however the second word is pronounced, the chimpanzee, the common chimpanzee, or the bonobo, either one, I'll be fine. If you can show that all of those bones fall within the morphological diversity of any member of genus Pan, you get the money. We'll give you a year to figure it out. If not, you give us that money, and also you need to put the same $1,500 in the same escrow account, and the pot gets paid out to either side, and then split evenly. What do you guys say?
I'm in.
I mean, I'm
Sorry,
in.
I got distracted.
So if you guys reach out to me, I'm
in.
Dapper.
Whatever it is, I'm in.
All right. So I'm Dapper.dino.yt, because whatever.
That's a lot of dots.
I know. At gmail.com.
Wow.
You can find it on my channel page. Email me, and we will set this up in writing. I will run it by, say, I don't know, Gutsa Gibbons, so that she can confirm whether or not what I'm writing actually makes sense from a paleoanthropological and a primatological standpoint.
Yep.
And then we'll set up the escrow account, and once we have the $3,000 in the escrow account, that's when the clock starts, and you'll have a year.
Look,
I would also like to point out that somebody should clip this part of the video in chat. If one of you guys could clip this part of the video and send it to them.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
So we've settled this, Katie. It's established that there are over 210,000 words in my latest book. And my dog, had he written or composed an actual book, would have consisted of just the same 4 words repeated over and over and over again.
Sounds like slander against Dagan.
And that's not
bark, woof, bow, wow.
He's right here.
Yeah,
if he had a problem with this, he could do something about it. But he's
just a very chill dog. That doesn't mean you're not lying about him.
Sorry. Have you clearly have. He's just not at all chill. Like never.
Sounds like someone who plagiarized their dog's work would say. Templar Warden for 5, a Kiwi dollar says, reminder how lazy and dumb they are. They're using Lucy's skeleton to make a point about Neanderthals. That's a
good
fair
point.
But also, I want an extra $500.
Me too.
Let's see.
Hey, listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with scamming money from idiots sometimes.
No, that's
this
fine.
isn't even a scam.
Nothing.
This would be
No,
Right,
all
it's a
out in the
bet.
open. Yeah, this would
Yep.
It's
just
a
be
bet
a
that
regular
they
old bet.
started.
Right. I'm just saying I have terms that I would agree to, and part of it would be like, you know, an escrow account. We'd have some third party to be the judge in case we don't agree. Like the normal, like, actually make it happen.
Yeah. The standardized rules for an actual bet.
Yeah. Let's see. Sapphire Zombie Light for $5 says Dr. Kip Davis, the biblical scholar, is second best Dr. Kip on YouTube. Mothra emoji here, and I'll take a drink.
That's
of the
probably true, actually.
All right, guys, we just hit the 1 hour mark, which
and
means
also,
after Kip finishes yapping for a bit, we're going to take a break. So, Kip, go ahead and yap.
yeah, Mr. Plow King, it's 100% written in Canadian words. The whole thing, because like what else is there?
I say that
A
actually
They're
real
also the same
language,
as
like
as
Canadian.
the British words.
really what we
So,
should do is we should write the entire contract in Klingon.
what would yeah, but nobody that's just not even a thing.
It is
That
very much a
anybody
thing, and I am
does.
not the
It
only
is
person who
not.
could write a contract in Klingon.
I'm fairly sure that no contract written in Klingon is valid
That's almost
anywhere.
certainly not true, actually.
That is,
anywhere.
yeah, I think that's
I
definitely.
believe.
On the other hand,
that
if we signed
be
it, if we
true.
wrote it and signed it in Klingon, it would be all of the same terms, except me and Kip would both be out $500.
Yes, that's true.
Actually, I kind of want now to write a contract in Klingon and then bet with Kip that it would be held up in a court.
Yes,
You know, I kind of
This
Do
sounds
want to.
very complicated and expensive.
I think
I
you're
mean,
just
it
gonna
depends
piss
on how
off the
expensive the
judge.
bet is.
If you do that lawsuit, I will
feels like you would have
absolutely
to,
follow
like-
that.
Why would it be a lawsuit? I would just write up a hypothetical contract, and I would bet with Kip that a lawyer would agree that this would be enforceable if both parties could understand it and signed it with full knowledge, and it was a valid contract otherwise, like with consideration and all those things. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that there is no jurisdiction that I'm aware of where the language that the contract is in matters beyond the ability of both parties being able to understand it.
Right, that's
Man,
the hiccup,
this-
right? The contract wouldn't
this
be
is a
valid,
very-
but it wouldn't be necessarily illegal. Is the two different
Well,
things. Right? So if Kip doesn't understand
Right.
what the contract actually says because it's a language he doesn't speak, then the contract would be invalid,
No.
but
No.
not necessarily.
It's not
illegal.
even. It's not even that, Chesh. It feels like it needs to be not a bullshit made up language.
I don't
Right.
think that's
So
that
your contention is that
Functions
the language
only
has to
for a
be-
television show.
I don't think that's a rule. No, I'm pretty sure that's not a rule. Lawyers, if you're a
I don't
lawyer in
know.
the chat, let us know. I'm pretty sure
Let
that
us know.
even if it's a language you don't speak, as long as it's actually correctly explained to you, such that you understand what the contract is and what you're signing
Mr.
up for, that's okay too.
So the question
Mr.
is
Anderson
actually,
crosses.
is a fictional language a valid language to write a contract in and
Yeah.
would maintain
Mr.
its legal binding?
Mr. Anderson Crosses has weighed in
Oh, okay.
and said, as an actual lawyer, I can advise that a contract written in Klingon would be enforceable on those terms.
There you
go.
go.
There you
So
go.
I just won that bet, and it was $1,000 bet. So Kip,
It was not nobody ever made that bet. So, and as
We didn't sign the
Mr. Anderson
contract yet.
Crosses points out, a bet is only enforceable if both parties agree to
fair.
it.
Yes, I know.
So,
Well, that's why
It's,
we're writing a Klingon contract
There
for
you
these
go.
two chuckles.
No, I would do it in English. But I do feel validated that I was right, that the language itself isn't the thing that determines whether the contract is enforceable.
It just has to be comprehensible by both parties.
Let's see. Tree Clam Tan for $2 says plagiarism isn't ghostwriting, Dapper. Okay, there is a valid point there. Tree Clam Tan for $5 says you haven't read the Magna Carta until you've read it in the original Klingon with a Godzilla. I'll take a drink for that.
Wonderful.
Joshua Geese for $5 says Esperanto intensifies. And actually, I would be very shocked if there had not been contracts that were written and enforced in written in Esperanto and were then later enforced. I would be
Mr.
shocked. if that hadn't
Anderson
happened.
Cross has also said contracts don't need to be in writing. The language they
that's
are written
interesting.
in does not matter.
so
Yeah. All right,
Wow.
so we're taking
Yeah.
a break. I'm gonna go get another refill
Oh
on
yeah, I
tequila.
forgot.
Because I am low on tequila, and also it's kind of hot, so all the ice melted, and now my tequila is getting warm. It's like almost room temperature. It's kind of gross.
Ugh.
Yeah. So we'll be right back after I fill up some more ice and tequila and stuff.
I only want my tequila if it's spicy.
Oh, this isn't spicy. I was
Not a
looking
fan.
I was lazy the other day at the grocery store. I was like, oh, they have any margarita mix? But all they had were pre-mixed margaritas, which is not at all the same thing.
No.
No, but one of them that I might actually try was a like jalapeno and hot honey margarita, and I was like, you know what? I might try that sometime. That does actually sound pretty good. All right, so but yeah, we'll be right
That
back
does.
after these musical stylings from Beethoven. Please enjoy. Actually, it is mandatory that you enjoy. If you do not enjoy it, you are fired. All right, we are back. Welcome, everybody. Those of you who stuck with me, which looks like pretty much all of, but maybe 4 of you. So I do want to say thank you for that. I'll do the little commercial bit real fast, which is to say, hey, as you might have noticed from things like Craig having AdSense just steal at least a month, probably 2 months worth of his money, or that time that YouTube just decided that I wasn't allowed to stream or upload videos. Well, publish videos, to be fair, because in telling people to go get vaccines, apparently that was medical misinformation. So, like, in case you haven't noticed as a result of those things, sometimes YouTube just decides to just take away the livelihood of creators. But you know who doesn't do that so much is Patreon. So I have a Patreon, so go check that out. These two also have Patreons. Go check those out. Yeah, also I want to say thank you so much to everyone who does in fact super chat, who's gifted memberships, all those things. Yeah, and also we do have a few people who are currently in the server that you get as a member or a patron who have run out and currently can't afford one. So if anyone was feeling generous, you could gift a few memberships and they might get one. They are pretty active in chat, so they have a fair chance of getting them. But yeah, that being said, we're going to be finished with that. I now have refreshed my tequila and berry flavor, I guess, with extra ice, 50% more ice than last time, even though ice should be abolished, but like whatever. I'll deal with it.
YouTube is weird.
YouTube is very weird. Actually, you know, we're
Like
gonna
I just opened up my subscriber page now, and this last week, just I'll give you the numbers here over the last 10 days. For my sub count, it went -5, -1, +1, +1, -1, +2. No, that's 3. +3, then +38 in one day. And then -1, +2 on a day when I did nothing. Like, what is it's baffling how that happens.
You know what else is baffling?
Hmm.
You ever see those big tanker trucks that have like the round thing that they're using to store a liquid like water or oil or something?
Yes.
Yeah, those are
yes.
baffling. Because they have baffles on the
that's
inside
true.
to prevent sloshing.
Oh, very funny. Yeah.
Also, thank you, Lieutenant Matt
That's
the Navigator, for gifting 5 Dapper Dinosaur memberships, and also welcome to the Tetrapod level, Light the Ignorance. So everyone, send some Tetrapod emojis to welcome people to the memberships. All right, let's get a little bit more of this in. We only have 3 minutes and 33 seconds left. Oh, but then here comes Regios with 20 Dapper Dinosaur memberships. My goodness.
Whoa.
So let's add those in.
That's a lot.
And while we're doing that, Chesh, why don't you tell us why, let's see, Pidgeotto is so great?
Okay, Pidgeotto is amazing. First off, little known fact, you can find Pidgeotto slightly south in the from Pallet Town in the thing, which might be the reason why Gary has one or your rival has one in blue at a lower level as opposed to him cheating, which everybody actually thinks he does. Because he has a Pidgeotto that is level 16 when you fight him in Cerulean City. However, Pidgeotto, for anybody who doesn't know, Pidgey-evolves into Pidgeotto at level 18, and he has a level 16 one. So people are like, oh my god, he's cheating, except there's Pidgeotto literally just south. You can't get there as the player unless you have Surf. However, he's Gary motherfucking Oak, so he can do whatever he wants. So presumably that's actually why. Also, it's just really cool. It's got really rad hair, and it's one of the greatest Pokemon in the actual show in the first couple seasons of Pokemon.
Nice. That was pretty, and actually very well timed. That was good stuff. Which actually, now that I think about it, puts us well past halfway to getting Bent some pizza during Lent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Bent is going to be eating pizza during Lent. I guess I could get Lenten pizza, which would be thin crust, tomato sauce, and no cheese, and no meat.
You could put, like, do a spinach one.
Yeah, well, I mean, other vegetables too, like onions, spinach, peppers. Yeah.
You can make a good vegan pizza. Vegetarian pizza, sorry.
Well, in this case, I think if you go thin crust, it actually is vegan, because most of the crusts have butter on them. But I'm thinking about just ordering a cheap Domino's pizza. But I believe the thin crust doesn't, because they just put the toppings all the way to the edge. Anyway, Tree Clam Tad says, nerd. Correct. Here we go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, come on, those things look scattered. Like, how can you know?
How can you know what?
Yeah, you can't. That's my point. That's the evolutionist right there making stuff up. We found 100,000.
Wait a minute.
Your inability to do anatomy isn't a problem for science, guys. Oh, drink from Mothra.
Wait, hold on. They said, I guarantee that this is actually just chimpanzee stuff, and then immediately turned around and said, how would you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They've been making a lot of guarantees.
They really
Guys,
have.
I think we won the bet already. I
Yeah,
think we won the bet in the next sentence.
It's true. Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, please tell them they're going... please tell me there's going to be a Lent with a Bent stream. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Lent with Bent.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't think that Bent is going to adopt a Lenten fast. because he's not from a tradition of Christianity that normally does that. Kip isn't either. And generally speaking, people don't tend to adopt Lent unless they're part of a tradition that bothers to have
But
a
you
Lenten
could
fast.
still do
Oh, yeah.
a Lent with Bent without him adopting Lent.
You could also do a stream where you're trying to convince him to adopt it.
Yes.
I guess. Bent, have you ever felt like you wanted to go a month and a half or so without eating meat? And the answer is going to be no.
See, that's
then convince him. Be persuasive, Dapper.
All right. Maybe we'll see.
It walks around on 2 feet. Here's the actual bones.
Yeah, they ask us to prove God's real without using the Bible.
I've never done that. I don't care. I'm going to put that out there. If you guys ever watch and you decide maybe because you want to take up the bet or whatever, I don't care if you can prove that God is real or not, or whether or not you use the Bible. I just don't care. I don't ever want to have you tell me whether or not you're going to try to convince me about God. I don't care about that conversation. I'm happy for you to continue believing in God.
People say this shit to me all the time in my in my chats and the comments on my videos. It's unfathomable to some of these guys that lots of us just don't give a damn.
Yep. Look,
it's such a secondary thing. By the way, Kip, we are 2 super chats away from us being unleashed at the same time.
Oh my god! At the same time.
So Mr. Anderson says, I realize the conversation has moved on, but I just looked things up, and there was a couple. And there was a couple that were validly and legally married in Klingon. Marriage is kind of a contract, so it's
incredible.
Been done in the real. So there you go. Oh, in the real world.
I was gonna say that the one that doesn't surprise me, and 2, I bet you people did it in Elvish too, in Tolkien Elvish.
I'll bet you I'm in a Facebook group with those 2 people.
I was gonna say it feels like that's something that
what that should actually tell you is how few Klingon speakers there are.
Did.
Because I'm pretty sure that all of the people who speak Klingon beyond like a few set phrases from the beginning of the Klingon dictionary are in the same Facebook group. It's called Klingon Holjatwipu, which is just Klingon for Klingon speakers. Because there's like...
Sorry, I have to sneeze.
Like, to get in, you have to respond to some questions in Klingon. Like, you're going to give a actual fair bit of detail in Klingon, and then you're in. And so like
fuck ice.
It has a few. There you go. Yes.
Fuck ice.
Whispers Dash for $5.
I was not looking when it happened, and now I feel bad that I didn't get to say fuck ice at the same time that Chesh did.
All right, ready? I'll say 1.
But I didn't say it at the same time.
You can do it again. I'll say 1, 2, 3, and then once I'm done with 3, you both say it. Ready? 1.
All right.
2, 3.
Fuck ice.
There you go. Tree Clam Tad for $5 says, at the same time is the Canadian version of word for word. Tree Clam Tad for $2 says, the word is, quote, fuck, end quote.
Oh.
All right. I'm going
to I want to call these guys chuckle fucks earlier, but I couldn't say fuck, so I just called them chuckles. I meant chuckle fucks.
Now we know. Thank you for enlightening us.
See, I always want to call the guys on the humanity chuckle fucks, but then I feel like that might be a little bit too mean. So I just call them chuckle hands.
Come over to me.
Nice.
You can say whatever you want.
Yesterday I came very close to being a dick online, and I had to really check myself. So I was playing some Space Marine 2
that one time,
and the guy. There's a mission where you have to use the special and place laser beams to kill the big bug, whatever, who cares? But the guy went and used the thing that links the big lasers to your gun, and then he was just standing there. And I'm like,
oh no,
what the hell are you doing? But then I remembered, Dapper, you chose the minimum difficulty level because you were actually looking for content to cover for later, so you couldn't pay attention to the game much. And this guy is level 8 with no prestige and no cosmetics. This is his first day. he doesn't know what the hell is going on. So I had to like claw myself back and then type in nicely in chat, like, hey, this is how you complete this part of the mission. And he was like, oh, thanks for telling me. And I was like, man, I could have been such a dick. And I'm glad that I clawed that back because you know what? That game actually has a surprisingly non-toxic community for an online multiplayer game. And I like it that way. And I don't want to be the guy who helps push it to be more toxic. Fuck that.
I was going to say there was this one time that I was tempted to be a dick online, and then I realized that on the other side of this equation was inspiring philosophy, and I just leaned into it, and it felt great.
I was gonna say that one time I felt like I wanted to be a dick on the internet. I was.
Yeah.
Heather Kuhn for
$2. Sorry, I'm just an asshole.
Heather Kuhn for $2 says Tolkien Elvish is a language, or isn't a language. Well, for one thing, I guess you could argue it's a collection of related languages, but also none of them are really well documented enough that you could reasonably like do most things that people need to do in those languages, which is unfortunate. But anyway, we're gonna hit play, and maybe we'll get Ben's.
Yeah, you try pedanticing a goblin. Good luck.
Yeah, that's fair.
But they can't prove evolution's not. They can't prove that evolution is real without mentioning Homo sapiens.
What?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's easy.
That's not even hard.
Yeah, I actually routinely would avoid mentioning Homo sapiens in trying to demonstrate that evolution is real because people get really weird about their own species. So, like, if you were to come to me and say, like, "Hey, I need you to explain evolution to me," and until we got to like where you asked me specifically about human evolution, I would probably not bring up humans at all. Because it's emotionally easier when you're farther away from humans, from what you are. It's easier to talk about the evolution of plants and snails and fungi and whatnot. Tree Clam Tan for $2 says, I want the whole panel to say it. 3, 2, 1. Fuck ice.
Fuck ice.
See, it's hard because there's a delay, so like, it's always going to be a little off.
Yeah.
It's the
you
same
know what
thing
we should do? We should all just get a recording of us doing it, and then you can just put that out as a YouTube short.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's the same thing with like I've seen internet-based choirs, and everyone has to record their part separately, and then an editor has to stitch it all together.
Yeah,
and as long as they're all keeping time the same, it works. But if you tried to actually do it live, it would fall apart.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yet they can't prove that Homo sapiens ever existed.
What? What?
Did this man just say they can't prove Homo sapiens
that Homo sapiens actually existed? My dude, even I'm not that stupid. You fucking moron. I would tell you to hold up a mirror, but I don't think you actually qualify as Homo sapiens at that point anymore.
Even if he does, he probably wouldn't pass the mirror test. He wouldn't recognize himself in the mirror.
I'm not convinced that either of these guys could hold up a mirror and it wouldn't shatter.
Yeah. Pixie Purple, who's been a member for 24 months, says, it's good to be an asshole, but sometimes it's not. Yeah. And you know what? When playing Space Marine 2, it's one of those times because the community tries to keep it like the whole like battle brother thing means that like we're actually all going to be like a family and help each other and like support. And I came really close to breaking that rule. And I actually still kind of feel bad. That was even my instinct.
My guys, if you do not have a mirror at home or they shatter instantly upon contact with you, take a piss and look in it.
Also, clean your mirrors, everybody. I can almost guarantee you need to clean your mirror. I'm not saying I'm perfect at that, but you almost certainly do.
Well, these people get huge
It's the
government
weirdest thing.
grants.
I
stuff.
just discovered that I can zoom in onto the video on Discord.
I just said
I literally told you that yesterday.
You told me that. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
You forgot.
Holy cow. Is that a new thing, do you think?
Yes.
Is that why we're just noticing? Okay.
Yeah. And now I want to point out,
I'm not sure why I'd want
that
to
they get huge
now,
government
though.
grants. I know someone, actually I know multiple people who try to get grants for science projects. And even when they get them, it's only ever barely enough. And even then, sometimes they still need extra funding from outside sources anyway. When a big government grant goes towards something, almost none of it goes towards the people who are getting the grant. It almost all goes towards things like travel expenses, equipment, things like legal
Yeah.
fees for doing things like entry and permits and visas and all this shit. It is so expensive to do any science before you ever pay a single person's paycheck. You are not going to get rich going into the sciences. It's just not going to happen. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, I bet Neil deGrasse Tyson is rich. Great. You can find rich people in basically any one profession, but you have to realize what a small proportion of those people it is. It's like the people who piss me off when they're like, oh, people just go into like the clergy for the money. It's like, bitch, have you seen how much the average pastor or priest makes? It's like nothing. Sure, Joel Osteen exists, but like the average pastor is living paycheck to paycheck and going into debt routinely to buy like bread for his family. Like, fuck out of here. That's not why people do it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here with scientists. Most of them aren't living paycheck to paycheck, but like they're solidly in the lower middle class for most of them.
I don't know how you could. Okay, first off, it makes sense that anybody who's using AI art and generative AI is this stupid.
Yeah.
But there's something special about the fact that you're using generative AI, a technological advancement that requires a lot of like just people doing science and shit to be able to even get in the first. You are streaming on something called StreamYards that use Jesus Christ.
There's so much technology behind all this, and they just do not care.
They're just like derp. It's magic.
Mhm.
They talk. It's literal magic to them as far as they're concerned.
Let's see. Metakiki Platypus Librarian for $2 says that's the dumbest thing they've said. How? And I don't know. And then Light.
I'm glad that I'm here for the dumbest thing that they said.
Yeah, it's you joined for a good
right
one.
at the end.
Light in the Ignorance for $2 says Homo sapiens never vanishes in a puff of illogic. Exactly. Let's see. Lieutenant Math Navigator for $2 says Homo, yes. Sapiens, not so much. That is fair. Sapiens does not apply to these two.
Hey.
Wait, are these the guys who? Oh yes, these are the guys who don't believe the voyage of the Beagle happened.
Yeah.
That's
Are
right.
these
Yeah, they were like, how do we-
God, I've been here a long time.
How do they know? How do we know the voyage of the Beagle actually happened? Besides all the records and the books and the multiple eyewitnesses and the fact that there's no reason to ever think it didn't. Let's see. Sean Getler for $10 says, I guess they are right. I have yet to detect much in the way of sapiens from most Homo sapiens.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, here we go.
To keep studying this stuff. So
Yeah, I know. It's
so
like-
if they say, "Oh yeah, we found the bones of Lucy, and it definitely was the lost link, the missing link that walks around on 2 feet," they're gonna get like a big grant to keep digging and studying, right?
No, they already got the grant.
That's how they got it in the first place.
They
You
were
got
like-
it backwards.
Yeah, they got the grant and then they found the bones. That's how grants work. You don't go out and find bones and then say, please retroactively give me money to find these
Talking
bones.
like the grant is commission on a sale.
I'm taking a drink because like you guys, you have the exact opposite idea of how grants work.
How about you try applying for a grant? Because I think that's the only way you're going to get together the $500 each that you need to match our bet that you already lost.
But here's an interesting thing. Do you know how paleontology grants work? What they first do is they use things like geology and evolutionary biology to say, hey, I think I will find fossils like this in this place. Will you give me money to go check? And then people do give you money. And then you know what happens pretty frequently? You find the bones that you were predicting you would find based on evolutionary biology. How would that work if evolution isn't true, Nick and Fad? Please explain.
Tell Elmo.
Yeah, tell Elmo how.
How? Tell Elmo.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Dutch Tunicate Official for $2 says, I am trying to research for like 40K a year. Ugh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's... I love
That's
how people
painful.
think that there's like just so much money in like digging up dinosaurs and shit. There really isn't. There just isn't. You are not going to get rich. I'm sorry.
At least not right now. Maybe another time in another place where more people who have money value science.
Well, actually, now it's actually tougher for a number of reasons. One is just the government's not giving out many grants for science anymore. But also a lot of it has been that paleontologists have started to reject some of the money they otherwise used to get because a lot of paleontology funding actually used to come from private donations from Republican politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of who
Wow.
were in the Epstein files, but just generally, like, I think it was like Ted Cruz has funded a number of dinosaur digs
Why?
because he likes
Why?
dinosaurs.
Fair enough, I guess.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
weird.
Ted Cruz is like notably the one Canadian that couldn't succeed in politics in Canada and left.
But yeah, like a number of like Republican senators and congressmen are just like, you know what? Here's like 20 grand. Go dig up a dinosaur because I like dinosaurs. Like,
I mean, cool.
Yeah,
that is a good way to use your money if you have lots of money.
It's a better way than a lot of the other things they do.
Pick a science hobby and throw money at it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Please, rich people, do that. And I mean, to be fair, a lot of them do.
Yeah, do it more.
Yes.
That's why, for sure.
Yeah, no, man, I don't believe that, you know.
At what?
I'm going to try and find another one for you guys.
Okay, so, guys, are you suggesting that these bones are, in fact, not bones, and they are a hoax that was created out of what? By...
Desire for money.
Yeah, like by the leakies, who then put this in a museum, and then no one who's checked has discovered...
Because they're rich, right? They got rich because of this?
They got rich, which they didn't. So, like, what... I know you're probably not going to watch
this. Do you guys have any... Do you guys think these guys could, like, take 30 seconds and take a look at, like, the way a museum is funded?
No, they don't care.
In different countries?
They don't care at all. But if either of you watch this, right? What I would really love is for you to tell me what you actually think happened. What are these bones? Are they real bones? And if not, why not? How do you know? And also, if these are fake bones, why didn't they just fake more of them? Because one of your points is already these bones are unconvincing, but also they were faked to be convincing. How are those both things that you think are true? What's going on here? Because if I were going to make...
It's kind of frustrating too. It's kind of frustrating too because, like, as much as I love museums and I encourage everybody to go and patronize your museums, your local museums, and make sure that they do stay open if you can manage it. As someone who has like worked with museum curators, has consulted on like galley proofs of exhibits, and done this kind of stuff, it's frustrating because of how much museums, generally speaking, how much gets missed just in the effort to educate the general public, like a little bit.
Yeah,
just a tiny little bit. And you're just getting like
cliff notes, the surface level of information that's actually out there, that scholars are actually dealing with. That it's maddening. It'd be so cool if there was like an auditorium in your local museum that gave like lectures that were like easily accessible, that were like, okay, so here's our base lectures and here's the advanced lectures. So cool. It wouldn't be like it'd be like a university level lecture, but it'd be happening like once a while at the museum. That'd be so cool. Or the library.
Yeah. All right. And as Jillian Wren points out, well, they're not very bright. That's true. They're not very bright.
I wonder if I can start convincing like the educators and the people who have PhDs on the internet to be like, hey, listen, give me a lecture. I'm going to collect them all.
Did you just go full Navi on me?
Hey, listen.
Yeah. Watch out.
Look. Dapper. Hey.
Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5 says these guys are lucky they didn't live 150 years ago. They'd have someone wanting to saw into their head to find the dumbass dimple. That's true. Yeah,
bro.
These guys would be a field day for
not understand how much like math you need to know to survive 150 years ago.
You got to at least know more math than Jeffrey Tompkins does.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that guy he's a PhD, and this is a man who routinely screws up addition and subtraction with 3-digit numbers. Like, how? And you publish it. You then publish that math mistake for all of us to laugh at you for. Stop it, Jeffrey. Just go away.
I have this channel called Debate Hub. You think I would be able to convince PhDs to submit me like lectures on their particular interests and subjects?
It will vary by PhD, but yes.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You can keep talking.
Okay, yeah, I just don't believe that shit, man. Like,
Yeah, we know you don't, but you don't have a good reason for it. You just don't want to believe it.
come on, look at.
Why do we care?
Oh, because we're here to laugh at dumb things.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, they think that we should care.
I mean,
Why should anybody care about
we
what they personally believe based off of their stupid incredulity, based on nothing?
yeah, no, it's pointless. The thing is, what they're doing is they're basically
Wasting
putting
everyone's
on,
time?
well, they're putting on a show.
Littering on the internet? Stop littering!
Let me finish the sentence.
It's bad for the internet
Let
environment.
me finish the sentence. What they're doing
Okay.
is they're putting on a show for people who already think and act like them and who want to be validated by seeing other people do it in public on the internet. That's it. That's all that's happening.
Mm.
I don't think they actually think that they're going to be like changing science. I'm sure they'd be okay with changing science if it happened, but like I don't think they think that that's what's going to happen. They were hoping that some of their fans would see this, and they're also hoping to grow a fan base. Of course, they don't actually have very many fans because it turns out that most of the content on this channel, most of the content of this channel is just Nick saying, "Did you know that in the Bible it says," then he reads a Bible verse, and then he says, "This is a prophecy which is coming true in," and then he reads a headline, and in the background there's just a bunch of AI slop going past that's vaguely related to the things he's saying. That's his main content.
Hey, if it's real and happening right now, why do you need to AI generate it, dipshit?
Because it won't get pinged by the copyright robots, maybe?
Oh.
Oops. That's a Dapper as a professional, because I left out a 0 when I was doing the entry here. So Dapper's a professional. Take a drink. All right. Sealoof, who's been a member for 36 months and who's at the Tetrapod level, says, "Lectures for Chesh, do it!" with a Mothra, and we'll take a drink for the Mothra. Thank you.
I'd do it. I'd host that.
Tree Clam Tad for $2 says, "How many Young Earth creationists copy the wrong chart into the paper?" Okay, it wasn't the wrong chart. It was, well, actually, no, that did also happen. Damn it. God damn it. Oh. It's also how you can tell that none of them actually do peer review. Because if you were actually doing peer review and you copied the wrong chart, or you skipped a column in the chart and then shifted the data over so that the data lined up with the wrong columns and it also was an incomplete chart, that's the kind of thing you'd catch in peer review.
Also get an editor.
Well, the thing is, technically they have editors. They just don't do much. Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, "Chesh can host a debate on whether Spinosaurus could swim or was a dirigible airborne hunter."
I'd host that.
That would be a fun debate, but who's going to take the dirigible position? Maybe Kip would.
I don't know, one of these guys?
Yeah, they might. Yeah. Maybe that guy I debated, I think his name was Nick, who was like, "How do we know which of these things were dinosaurs and when they lived?" And among his things that might be dinosaurs included a plesiosaur and a seal. He goes, "How do we know this might not be a dinosaur? And it's just a seal skeleton." Like, well, I can give you like a half a dozen the reasons we know that's not a dinosaur off the top of my head, but like, did you really come to this debate on whether or not birds are dinosaurs, presenting me with a seal skeleton and saying, "How do we know?"
I like the idea that you'd have a better time being like, "Tell me how this isn't just a water dog."
That would actually be more of a challenge, right? Like,
I know, right? That's why I said it.
yeah, that actually would be interesting, because I mean, they're not that far distant from dogs. There's a reason people call them aqua puppers.
Yeah.
Come on. It's bone, okay? Come on. They could come.
It is bone. That's true. We'll take a drink. That's correct. It is bone. Well, I mean, it's rock in the shape of bone, but whatever. I'm generous.
From anything. Hell, they could have came from the dinosaurs, for all we know.
I was just talking about this exact thing, that presenting me a mammal and saying maybe it's a dinosaur. I
feel like I'm having a conversation about what is a triangle again, and it's like by definition.
I'm taking a drink.
Guys, are triangles not squares? Why not? How could you know? They're just lines on paper.
We know what dinosaur bones look like and what mammal bones look like and how to tell the difference. And if you can't, that's okay, right? I wouldn't expect Kip to be able to give me a list of skeletal characteristics of mammals contrasted with the skeletal characteristics of dinosaurs. But
He'd make a better play at it than me.
maybe, but you know what Kip and Chesh aren't doing?
Oh wait, do dinosaurs have hollow bones?
Well, often is the answer to that question. It's not diagnostic.
Would that be
enough.
a characteristic?
It's
Yes.
not diagnostic enough to actually use it
Oh.
in most
Oh,
cases.
boo.
Yeah. 'Cause
Damn it!
unfortunately, many things that aren't
Fuck!
dinosaurs also sometimes have hollow bones, and some dinosaur
Wow.
bones are less hollow than you might expect. So that on its
Do-
own isn't enough. You could be more specific.
Do Nick and Fat Ass Dog have like exceptionally thick bone density?
Probably, especially in their cranium.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That there's got to just not be much room up there
Yeah. So
for much.
So the thing is, it's okay to not be able to tell the difference between a monkey
Sure.
and a dinosaur, right? And a skeleton. It's okay. It's fine. But what's not okay is to then go on in public while trying to denounce actual scientists' work while not being able to assess the absolute most basic things about that work, right? That's not a good idea. It's not a good look. If you can't tell from looking at the skeleton that this is at least a primate and not a dinosaur, you are doing a bad job. I can tell it's a primate in numerous ways, mostly because I have a whole lot of shoulder bone going on there, and that's a really big tell. Also, the jaw is pretty characteristic of a great ape, which is a mammal, which is another pretty big tell. Also, the lower jaw is only one bone, which is characteristic of mammals. See, I can tell you reasons. You can't. You shouldn't be having this conversation until you figure out these things. I'm gonna hit play.
Or at least stop pretending that you not being able to do something means that other people therefore cannot do that.
Yeah, there's that too. Not everyone is as stupid as you, which is true for everyone. There are things about which I am stupid and other people are smart. That's okay.
That's why we collaborate.
See, Chesh is smart about Pokemon. No, okay.
I am definitely not even in like the top percentage of Rattata, I promise you.
Okay, Chesh is smart about goblins.
Sure.
There we go. See?
Don't accuse me of things.
Reclaim Tad for $2 says, if the bone is hollow enough, it has platelets. I mean, yeah, there is the is it hollow because there's marrow in there?
Hollow bone greater than hollow earth.
Speaking of Hollow Earth, we're watching Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire, after this show. So go over to the Discord. I did hit play. Do they have anything?
Dead air?
Guys? Yeah, just dead air.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
someone's
it?
at the end.
Really?
Thing in here.
Oh, they're there.
Oh wait.
The other way,
Okay.
National Geographic was fooled. They paid all this money.
They're talking with the Archaeoraptor hoax. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is
National Geographic. Go ask Landon about National Geographic.
National Geographic is not what you call a peer-reviewed outlet. You don't do science in National Geographic. National Geographic is a lay-level science publication that looks at things that should be peer-reviewed and then tries to sell magazines based on that. They're there to sell magazines primarily, and they're not there for rigor, and that's why they don't bother with peer review, because that's not the point of them. The Archaeoraptor thing, here's what happened. A person in China glued together two different fossils so it kind of looked like one fossil so that he could sell it for a lot of money, because the more complete a fossil is, the more money it fetches on the market. Then, some American non-paleontologist looked at this and said, this looks like a primitive feathered dinosaur. That sounds valuable. I'm going to buy it. And then he bought it. And then he shopped around to different paleontologists, all of whom said, this is not a real single fossil. This is a composite. This isn't one thing. He didn't like that answer. So eventually he ended up with National Geographic, who were like, yeah, sure. Let's go to print with it.
That'll sell copies. Let's go.
Yeah. Every single scientist who looked at this said, nah, this ain't it, buddy. Try again. National Geographic was like, yeah, okay, sure. So what is the story here? The story is scientists knew what the fuck they were doing, and a bunch of magazine publishers didn't. Why do you think this is a scandal for science?
It's actually better than this. That is the story of what happened with that is actually the conspiracy theory they're claiming is going on with Lucy.
Right.
So there is actually a conspiracy theory about making money that they could be talking about that would be valid.
Yeah, but the thing is, some random ass farmer in rural China isn't as good of a antagonist for a conspiracy theory as them.
You don't make the random Chinese guy the bad guy. You make the people running National Geographic, the publishers, and the one random rich American the bad guys.
Okay. Yeah,
I think I'm now just kind of realizing that the way that so much of the population somehow became convinced of the authority of outlets like National Geographic over actual science is similar to the way in my own field in which so many people just think that apologetics or theology, and I'm looking at you, Richard Carrier, is the same as just regular biblical scholarship.
Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, "We know this isn't a dinosaur because it's a featherless biped." You get out of here. Go hang out with Diogenes. Free Clam Tad for $2 says, "Nat Geo is now a subsidiary of News Corp. Thanks, Rupert."
Wow.
Gross.
Oh, great.
All right.
He's gonna die soon too, isn't he?
Good.
I mean, I would have said that 20 years ago,
Isn't
so I
he?
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out how old he is.
Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, "These guys could make a
It's
poor
like
Chinese
90.
man the bad guy just on skin color." Yeah, that's true. They did have evinced some
my
casual racism earlier.
God. He's still living. He was born in 1931.
Jeez.
He's 94.
That's crazy.
Oh man, there's a lot of
Whose
organizations.
soul is he sucking?
Everyone's.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Like that, man. I mean, have you ever heard of the? Oh man, it's a Jewish-owned organization.
Let's just take a drink for the random ass. It's the Jews, everybody. Of course it is. Fucking of course.
God.
Yay!
God.
My goodness. Yeah. Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $2 says, "These guys probably smell like Diogenes." That's probably
Bro.
rough.
Oofed.
All right. I actually don't really want to hit play after they're like, "Well, it's a Jewish-owned organization."
I forgot what it's called.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, I found it. So this was like, I forget when it was, but this was like a few years ago, maybe 10, 20 years ago or something.
10, 20, 40, 60, who cares?
This Chinese guy right here.
Same.
Details.
Yeah, it's Archaeoraptor.
Hey!
Yeah, that's Archaeoraptor. Prediction.
God
Just check for
damn it.
prediction.
God damn it.
Anyway, okay. I need anyone who's listening to understand something. If you think that the Archaeoraptor debacle was a problem for science and not a problem for science reporters, you don't
And capitalism.
you don't know enough about science to have a meaningful opinion on it. That's it. It's a good rule of thumb.
In other words, get fucked, losers.
Yeah.
Chinese guy sent in a fake fossil. See this fossil?
Did he?
Here's the thing, though. It's not a fake fossil. It's two real fossils that have been glued together to look like one fossil. In fact, actually, the reason it became a big deal for National Geographic was because it was of a basal feathered theropod dinosaur. One of the halves was literally of a basal feathered theropod dinosaur. That's why it looked like that. Because it was. That was Microraptor. It later independently became famous as a basal feathered theropod dinosaur. That's a real dinosaur.
Oh my god, they could have just done it without the extra steps.
Mm-hmm. It's literally someone took an impressive feathered dinosaur from China and was like, "I'll bet it would be worth more if it had legs," and glued some extra legs on it.
There's logic there. I buy that logic.
Yeah,
It worked. They sold it to some American, didn't they?
Especially when you're not plugged into the paleontology community and you're just like, "I know fossils sell for more when they're complete." So let me stick them
Yeah.
together. It makes perfect sense. In fact, I do not blame this rural farmer at all, because you know what? Being a rural farmer in China isn't exactly an easy life.
Yeah, right?
Prostutnik
I'm
Volgan,
pro this rural Chinese farmer. Good job.
yeah.
You gamed the system.
Generally, if a bunch of like Americans or Europeans are just showing up in your country for scientific tourism and you take
Selling
advantage of
them
them,
random junk? Yeah, absolutely.
I'm in favor. Right. Just like I'm in favor of like the Congo tribes people who were like, oh yeah, sure, there's a sauropod in the jungle. We'll tell you all about it if you give us like, you know, some new textiles and a case of Coke.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, good for you. Who cares?
Yeah, scam them, rip them off.
Get that Coke.
Remember
and those
when I said
t-shirts.
earlier that sometimes it's okay to scam people?
Yeah, exactly. If a bunch of creationists are tramping through the jungle looking for a sauropod and you got a case of Coke and some t-shirts out of it, you did a good job, man. Prosthetic Vulcan Gels just gifted 5 Dapper Dinosaur memberships, and I'm going to take 5 drinks while Chesh tells us what a terrible idea ever catching Magikarp is.
It's a waste of time to catch Magikarp, mostly because like the stat levels that you're gonna get based on the game is you're either like if you have the old rod and then the newer ones, you scale up what level Magikarp is at, and Magikarp doesn't evolve until level 20. So the highest level you can catch it at is 15 if you're using the fishing rod. However, earlier on in the game, before you go into Mount Moon, you can just buy it for $500, and the $500 is worth it. You can have a Gyarados into Mount Moon as long as you grind it out, but you will get it at level 5. So it's going to take a long time, but its base stats will be better.
Well, there you go. Landon Knoll for $4.99 says, hello, friends on the other side of the 0th Avenue. Sorry, TM Canada. To be such noisy downstairs neighbors. P.S. Ice is a bag of AIGs. P.P.S. Debate pub tonight, and we'll take a drink for the bag of AIGs.
Debate pub on
Come check
Debate
out Debate
Hub.
Pub. I still won't have anything
Let's
good to drink.
go.
Also, I'm just going to be drinking this slop. It's gross.
I'm going to drink gin and ginger ale.
You did that last time.
I'm doing it again.
All right.
Yeah.
He glued the wings. He glued the wings of.
No, the wings are original. You can actually tell that they're original because there's no break between the torso and the arm bones, but there is.
You can
over
literally
by
see the
legs.
spot.
Right. Like, guys, it's on the picture. You could just look at the picture.
An animal to like a lizard.
No, it was still a dinosaur. I'm
A
taking a
lizard?
drink. It was a dinosaur. It wasn't a lizard. It was.
Do you
It was
guys think these
Microraptor.
guys could tell the difference between a lizard skeleton and a dinosaur skeleton?
No.
And said it
I'm
was
pretty
like a
sure I
dinosaur
couldn't
fossil.
tell the difference.
I could teach you though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I
I probably
you
couldn't
could.
tell the difference, but I'm not trying to make random claims.
Right, that's the difference. That's why
Nope.
it doesn't matter that you don't know, because you're not trying to be like all the scientists who think they know the difference between a lizard and a dinosaur. They're big old dummies. You're not doing that. Like, look, it is okay to not know a thing. It is not okay to not know a thing and then decide that actually you somehow know more than all the people who do know things.
You not knowing something justifies you knowing better than everybody else. It's my favorite trope.
It happens so much.
It's happened so
Did I-
often. It's so funny.
Did I tell you about how last week I got into an argument with a guy who was dictating to me about how the Hebrew language works from a fucking modern children's book?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I was sent on
This
my
world, right?
We live in a society.
I was sent on my Discord
Yeah.
the price history for Scam Coin, as if that mattered, because I'm launching Scam Token, guys. Scam Token. It's not Scam Coin. Scam Token is way better because it's a token. So
A
So, like,
token?
a flying bird, the first dinosaur, missing species, and
what is it? All the dinosaurs we don't know about are missing species, guys. Every time we find a new dinosaur, that's a missing species that we found. What do you mean? What is? I'm just gonna take a drink. I don't even care. I'm just taking a drink. Why did this have to go to dinosaurs? It didn't have to. They could have just not.
We could have just not.
Oh.
National Geographic paid like $100,000 for it and published it.
Yeah, and
Really? Eh?
again,
Wow.
National Geographic is not a peer-reviewed paleontology
I like
journal.
how all these guys think that like a mistake made by a publishing company means that all science is fake.
Right. Especially
Man.
when it was the scientists who were saying, no,
Yeah.
don't do this. This isn't real.
How did it get exposed as a fake, guys?
Yeah. Oh, right.
I wonder.
All the scientists who first told you this is fake, then later it came out and said, yeah, this is still fake.
One of the running jokes in the Dead Sea Scrolls scholarly community is how many books are published about the Dead Sea Scrolls with pictures of the manuscripts on the cover upside down.
Yeah.
Like, it happens so often.
AIG used to be notorious for picturing Hebrew text upside down. They've got.
Don't forget to like the stream.
Yeah, do that. Also, this Tree Clam
But
Tad
this
for
is-
$2 says, Skip, my Strong's Concordance debunks you. How do you live with yourself knowing that you disagree in certain places with Strong's Concordance? The premier reference for all things biblical.
Premier reference for all things. Yeah.
No, all things biblical, Kip, be fair.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's just a burden I have to bear.
Yeah. I still have yet to figure out why anyone thinks that it's a good idea to use a concordance at all for anything. Like I just don't get it. And I don't need to explain to me right now.
An English concordance.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
National Geographic, dude. They paid like $100,000.
Ooh.
And they're like, "Oh, this is crazy. We found a missing link of a dinosaur." That's like you got to be careful, dude. Like,
yes, that's why all the scientists said no.
You have to be careful.
You're
They're
right.
so close.
Just move over to figure out what did all the scientists say.
They've done 99 steps for you. You just need to take one more step.
So close. They're closer than we are to getting free pizza for Bent.
On the plus side, like if this gets too bad, I can just like hide underneath this tortilla.
You can become a quesadilla.
Blech.
Delicious.
I'm getting hungry for pizza.
I'll go get pizza.
when these people are like
I don't
National
know.
Geographic, I'm a scientist and this is true. It's like, no, dude. You find out.
No. Specifically, no one involved was a scientist. Not the
I
publishers.
need to get a blanket like
not
this,
the
but it
guy.
needs to be purple so I can be the grimace.
That would be fun. Kip, what do you got coming up?
Mhm.
Be quick.
Yeah. Just the usual.
Okay.
Thursday. Oh, I can
Chesh,
say
what do you
so.
got coming up?
Thursday, Kitty at Breach. Shut
you
up,
said
man.
you
I'm
had the
still
usual.
talking. No. No, that's not. I had one thing to add, and people
Well,
don't know.
go fast then,
Kitty at
go.
Breed on Thursday night. That's the Hebrew. Well, shut the fuck up, dude. It is where we read Hebrew, and it's fun.
Yeah.
That's Thursday night, and then Friday afternoon I have my usual stream. Saturday next week is Budget Scripture Saturday, and then at some point in the next week or two, I'll be publishing a new video featuring Dr. Josh and Dr. Christy Cobb, making fun of inspiring philosophy.
Cool. Chesh, what's up? Go fast.
hard
Hey,
was
yeah,
that?
it's Debate Hub
Really?
at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. If you like news and type stuff, and we usually try to talk about good news too, including bad news, but we're going to be talking about that stuff tonight. If you like art or want free emojis, find my Patreon or follow me on Twitch or become a member over on my YouTube channel where I do all kinds of nonsense. Okay, bye.
Okay. We got. Let's see. We got Debate Pub.
It's way better.
Then we got on Tuesday, we got Kent with Bent. I still have to make a thumbnail for that. Also, Metageeky Platypus Librarian says for $2. Again, how is Nat Geo Jewish? How with a Mothra will take a drink? And yeah, I don't know. I'm sure some Jewish person
Probably gematria.
Well, yeah. Could
in
be.
I
there
can't wait to
somewhere that
win
makes it-
$1,000.
Plus, to be fair, I'm sure that at least one person who is Jewish either works for Nat Geo or has stock or something.
That's
in it.
enough, right?
Yeah, that's all it takes.
That'll do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I guess technically means that my channel now counts as being Jewish owned because I have a Jewish
Sure it
person who
does.
sometimes comes on the channel. That's all it takes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, to be fair, she is probably one of my most frequent guests on the channel. Which, yeah,
The most.
might be the
I think
most.
maybe,
Anyway,
yeah.
so then
The
on
most.
Thursday, I have another video coming out. I haven't scheduled it, and I don't remember what it is, but it'll be at noon. So, like, noon my time. That's 11 a.m. for Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Show up for it, I guess. Then on Friday, there will be something over on Top hats off. I think we're doing Star Trek. Said that last time and we didn't. So like, I mean, I can't be sure, but hopefully Craig will be feeling better. And that we won't have any other cancellations. So there's that. Then on Saturday, we will be back with the guys who think that English is the original language of creation.
Yeah.
And that the King James version of the Bible was written by God from eternity past, and then only later got written down verbatim by other people in the 17th century. Somehow, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but they're going to try to convince us. Again, mostly using numerology.
I'm so glad I only had to listen to like 30 seconds of these guys, thanks to chat participation. So thank you for saving me from this, guys.
All right, so
that video we're watching next week is over an hour long.
Yeah, and there's 3 of them. We're gonna be stuck for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, I might be 60.
Yeah.
By the time we finish.
Then you'll have realized that God actually wrote the King James version of the Bible, 1611 edition specifically.
Yes. That'll require a whole channel rebrand. And
he wrote it on an Etch-a-Sketch.
I will probably get rich.
All right, so if you are a member or a patron, head over to the Discord channel because we're going to be watching the last Godzilla movie so far, the last one that we have, and then next week we're going to be starting watching Star Trek. So, yeah, come check that out. In the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope to see you later on Chesh's channel. Stay safe out there, and ice must be abolished because fuck ice.
Fuck ice!
Fuck ice!
Hey, before you leave, I just want to take a second to thank my patrons and channel members, especially those pledging $20 or above. Sealoof, Benthovend, Tapioca Weasel, Sphincter of Doom, Regios, Landon, Ian Chen, Elron Teller, Phil Rivara, Kelvin Brostok von Manen, David Hercules, Joshua Geese, Pegajace, The Plastic Mouse, Arrow Dodger, Gordon Love Science, Ember Athelian, Prixie Purple, Agricola Siqua, Me, Myself, and I, Edwin M., Kenneth Swenson, Lance Hall, and John Ackerman. It's because of my channel members and patrons whom you're seeing on screen that this channel can stay afloat. Without you, it would all shut down. If you want to join the team, there's a link to join the channel below this video, and there's a link to join the Patreon in the description. On the Patreon, you can get a 15% discount for pledging annually, and either way, you get early access to virtually all of my scripted videos months before they come out for the general public. Thanks for watching.